coming to another cooking show by Eden's Hope, Cooking with Dorrel. Today I'll be doing 4 different things for you. I'll be doing a chili, quick chili, and I'll tell you some different ways that you can eat that chili. I'll be doing a walnut gluten steak, and then we'll be doing some smoothies, a smoothie bowl and a oatmeal smoothie, and if time permits we'll do a butter. I'll show you how I do my butter. So we'll start with our chili because it takes a while. So I've started the process. So in this my dish here, I have some ground beef, vegetarian. Everything will be vegetarian. I use this beefless crumbles. You can use any brand of beefless crumbles that you want. I have some tomato juice. So I'll tell you, 1 pack of the crumbles, 48 ounces of tomato juice, low sodium, 29 ounces of tomato sauce, 2 cans of kidney beans, and I use 2 different colors because I like variety. I like the darker ones and the clearer ones. 2 cans of pinto beans, some green tomato, some diced tomato with green chilies, 1.5 cups of chopped onion, 1/4 cup chopped green bell pepper, a little dash of cayenne pepper, some oregano, some salt, cumin, and some chili powder. And this is the chili powder I use. So I'm starting the process here. I'm going to mix them up so you can see. This is the tomato juice. You can use any brand you want. And I'm going to mix this up and let it go because it takes a little while to get together. So we're going to mix that up so it cooks slowly. And later on, I'm going to be telling you some health benefits of the different ingredients that I'll be using. So once again, and you can use black beans in here too if you want to. Okay. And this is a chili that you can use the pre-cooked beans in the can, or you can cook your beans ahead of time, keep them in your freezer. But this is just a quick way of doing that, and that will simmer. So this chili, you can use this chili on different days of the week. You can use it as a regular chili bowl with some sour cream and some corn chips. That's one way. Another way is you can put it on top of spaghetti, plain whole wheat spaghetti with some green salad. You can also bake baked potato and top the baked potato with that, with some cashew cheese on top of that. You can also use it to put over some vegetarian hot dog for the kids. You can also put it on brown rice. You cook some brown rice. You can use it as a haystack, a Sabbath haystack, and you can just eat it plain with some corn chips. It's very versatile, very hearty, very filling, and very nutritious because you have a lot of different things in there. So that's gonna go, and I'm gonna show you how I do the gluten steak. I'm gonna take it from the freezer. So in my pot here, I already started the process because it takes a while. And so I'm going to give you the ingredients for the gluten steak. So I have 1/4 cup of walnut, and you can use any nuts that you want to use. 1/4 cup of oats, quick oats, better. You can also use the old-fashioned oats, not a problem with that. 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast, and I'm going to tell you about the benefits of nutritional yeast as we go along. 1 teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 2 cups of water, and 2 1/4 cup of vital wheat gluten. So you blend everything, the 7 ingredients, the walnuts, the oats, the corn, the yeast flakes, the salt, the powders, onion powder, garlic powder together with the water, and then you use it to knead the gluten flour. Then you form it into a log, and you can do it overnight, or you can put it in the fridge for 2 hours or in your freezer. In here, I made a broth. You can decide however you want your broth to be made. And I'm gonna slice it and put it inside the broth so it slowly cooks. Now, this is something you can do ahead of time and have them in your freezer until you need them. If you let it stay longer, it will get firmer. So you decide. So I'm just gonna cut them and flatten them out into steaks. They do swell up. Okay. If this was in the freezer for a little longer, or the fridge, it would be a little firmer. So I'm making big steaks. You can make them thin or thick. You decide. You can also flatten them out a little wider if you choose to. So this is going to be boiled for about 45 minutes to an hour, at least 45 minutes to cook the gluten. Like I said, this is something you can do ahead of time. You can cook the gluten ahead of time, and when it's time for you to prepare it for the family, you can brown them up. You can put it in a barbecue sauce. You can bread them with your favorite breading and then fry them up or bake them. You choose. I like to fry them because I like the flavor that I get on the crust on it. If you didn't want to make steaks, you can also just pinch them off in pieces and drop them in there. You know, no particular form. So that's gonna cook for about an hour, 45 minutes. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the chili's going, and it looks good. So over here, so while that's going, this is going, we're going to start the process of doing the breakfast items. So over here, I'm going to do a blueberry banana smoothie bowl. I'm going to do the blueberries first. Do them together. Push that down there. You decide how smooth you want your bowl to be. Okay. This is a quick breakfast, very nutritious, and something you can make to take to work for those of you who are still going to work in this COVID time. And I'm going to dress it up. So you have bananas. I'll tell you, we have bananas, mangoes, and blueberries in here. I'm going to dress it up with a little coconut. That's coconut flakes, some pecan nuts, you get in a complete, some pumpkin seeds or pepitas as they call them, and a little chia seeds. So this is ready to go. This is a breakfast bowl, and you can fix it just before you leave for work and cover it up, put it in your bag, and when you get to work, it's ready for eating. Okay. So that's your breakfast bowl. Now I'm going to use the same container, and I'm going to do the same bowl that I made the smoothie bowl into. In here, I'm going to be putting a tablespoon of peanut butter, 4 dates, 3 tablespoons of oatmeal, and a cup of milk. And 1 banana. You can also substitute an apple if you choose to. Okay? And my banana is washed already. I like to wash my bananas when I come home from the market because people touch them. You don't want to put, most of the time when you peel your banana, the same hand that you peel the banana with, you're touching the fruit that you're going to eat. You don't want that. So you want to wash your bananas real good. And it's best if you can get the organic one. So we're going to blend this up. Excuse the noise. 30 seconds is good. So this is a meal right here. It's thick. It's tasty. And I'm gonna just sprinkle some pumpkin spice right on top of that. And you can sprinkle some cinnamon. There you go. And there is your banana oat drink. I love this. This is very, very tasty. You can do cinnamon on that too. So on the bowl here, you could also sprinkle some wheat germ. I like to add in. I like to see what else I can add in to maximize my nutrition in all my dishes. Okay. You could have also cut up some bananas. I'm gonna do that in the bowl. So you decide what you want to put. I mean, don't be a slave to any recipe. You put what you want in your recipe, in your dish. It's very delicious. So meanwhile, back at the ranch, we're gonna check on our chili. Oh, that looks good. And it smells good also. Okay. I'm gonna let that still go. While. Let's check on our gluten steaks. It's slowly simmering, so you let that slowly simmer. Not in a hurry to do that. I'm going to talk to you about some tips. Okay. I think I'll just go ahead and make the butter so I can talk about everything at the same time. So I'm going to use a different blender. box of gloves, which I did put in here. I like to make my own butter because I like the taste of it and I know exactly what's going in there. And so as soon as it's finished, my grandkids will say, Grandma, we're out of butter. So I'm going to start with extra virgin coconut oil. I'm sorry, extra virgin olive oil. This is olive oil. I'm going to put 3/4 cups in here. One, two, three. 3/4 cups of extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to put 1 1/4 cup of coconut oil. So that's my 1 cup. And my 1/4 cup. Get a spoon so not to waste my expensive oil. I'm going to tell you a little bit about coconut oil. I'm going to tell you about most of the ingredients that I'm using, the benefits of them. Then we're going to do 2 tablespoons of lecithin. I'm also going to tell you about that in a little while. And lecithin comes in powder form or this. I like to use the liquid one for the coconut, for my oil. And this is flaxseed oil. I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of that. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, and in here I have 1 cup of water and a tablespoon of salt. And you can choose to use less salt, but not more. So let's go over here to this blender. This is not a, it doesn't take a lot of time, just 1 minute. So I'm going to blend for 30 seconds first, then I'm going to slowly add in the water. And you'll see the cameraman will come in. Okay, 30 seconds. There you have it, butter. I'm going to pour it out in my container. So that's the butter. Looks like liquid gold. And what you do, you just put this in your fridge or your freezer if you're in a hurry. If you're in a hurry, but in your fridge for a couple hours, just you want to get it to thicken up. As it is here right now, you could put it on some bread or put it, you can some crackers. You can cook with this. This is the butter. Smells very good. Looks like butter. Okay. So this goes in the fridge. This is for my house. Okay, we're gonna look at the chili. It looks like chili. It smells like chili. And it's looking like chili. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, you see the gluten, the steaks are coming up to the top. They're swelling up. See the sizes? Turn that down low. Chili looks so good. So let's talk about some of the ingredients that we use. The coconut oil. And the coconut oil has been getting a bad rap. But we know that for those of us in the Caribbean, we grew up on that stuff. Some of us made our own, our parents made our own. And I've never heard of any negative things with it. Coconut oil is very, very, very good for you. It's been treated very unfairly. It's an antibacterial product. It's also antimicrobial and antifungal. You can also use it to clean your teeth, keep your teeth clean. Dentists have been recommending, it's called oil pulling. You put a tablespoon of coconut oil in your mouth, like first thing in the morning, and you just swish, 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 move it around in your mouth. Try to keep it for a minute. Do not swallow. It's pulling all the bacteria out. It's cleaning your gums and your teeth. And you try to spit it in an area where it's not going down your sink, because when it gets cold, if it's like now it's cold, it will clog your sink. You don't want to spit it in your sink. You can spit it in a tissue or a plastic bag and throw it in your trash. It's very good for that. I recommend it to be a part of your diet. It's recommended that you eat at least a tablespoon. Just need my water. I'm drinking my alkaline water. Okay, I did a little research. I'm going to read some of it for you. Coconut oil increases your good cholesterol and helps to naturally lower your blood pressure. It even gives you a boost of energy throughout the day. It helps some people with their weight loss. It's an antioxidant, has antioxidant properties, and that's what helps to preserve it. That's why we don't put it, you don't have to put it in your refrigerator. It can last up to 2 years outside of your refrigerator. I think my steaks are wanting to jump out of the pot. As you see, they're swelling up. So we're going to take the lid off of it. We're going to talk about the lecithin. The lecithin that we put in the coconut oil is a source of choline, which is an essential nutrient. It's also rich in many of the other types of the dietary fats. The most common reason for taking lecithin is to maintain a healthy cholesterol profile. Some people also use it to maintain a healthy amount of fat in the liver, and also it helps with people with mood swings. So if you're having a problem with mood disorders, it's beneficial for that. The flaxseed oil that we use, some people call it just flax oil or flaxseed oil. It's made from the flax seeds. Some people call it linseed. In the Caribbean, we use it with linseed. If you're already taking, some people take fish oil, but it's also a better substitute for you to get your omega-3 fatty acids. Excuse me. I'm going to talk about the nutritional yeast that we put in our steak or gluten steak. Now, nutritional yeast is not the same as the yeast you use to make your bread. Nutritional yeast was specifically grown for vegans, so vegans will get the vitamin B12, and it's grown on beet source or molasses. It's a fungus, so they grow it on there and then they grind it up and make the nutritional yeast. It's a complete protein, and a lot of people didn't know that. It has all 9 essential amino acids that the human must get from food. And 1 tablespoon gives you 2 grams of protein per serving. It contains your B vitamins. It contains trace minerals. And one study, 49 vegans did a study. They consumed 1 tablespoon of the nutritional yeast, and those they were deficient in vitamin B12, and after they took it, their vitamin B12 came back up. It's a powerful antioxidant also. You can sprinkle it over your popcorn, pasta. You can use it to make your cheeses. I like to use it in my soups and sauces and gravies. It's a thickener, as well as it tastes very, very good. And if you make your own pet food for people with pets, it also gives extra nutrients to the animals. Now the oatmeal, you see we did the oatmeal over there. A lot of us think that oatmeal is just for breakfast. Well, it's a good idea, but you can also use it for bedtime. It helps you to sleep. The Scots and the Scottish people, they use it a lot in the evening to let them feel nice and sleepy. So you can try that in the evening. A glass of this instead of a dinner, you can make something like that. It helps to control your weight. It helps to reduce blood pressure. It reduces cholesterol. It lowers your risk of colon cancer, and it stabilizes your blood sugar. That's oatmeal. So I would advise that we do add that. Let's see what else I need to tell you. Dates. We use dates. We use dates in the bowl. So it's an excellent fruit, and it's usually dried. It's usually served dried. That's the better way. The calorie content is the same as raisins and figs. 3.5 ounces gives you 7 grams of fiber, and fiber is very important for the diet. 2 grams of protein. They're high in antioxidants, which may contribute to many of our health benefits. It's high in fiber, as I said. It helps you with your digestion. It also helps to control your blood sugar. Although the dates is a natural sugar, it's still high. The calories are high, so you gotta be very careful with that. But the glycemic index in dates is low, but still be careful with it. Okay. Also, there are people who said the dates helps with brain health, so you can check that out. For women who are late in delivering and going into labor, I'm told that dates is a good way to help the women to hasten the labor pains. It's an excellent sweetener, but it's best that you use the date paste. So you would make a paste with a little water and some dates, blend it all up and keep it in your fridge and use that. You can use that as on your bread instead of jam, so it's less sugar. And you can use that to sweeten your tea. You can use that to sweeten your porridge also. You can use it 1-to-1. So if you make a paste and it calls for a cup of sugar, you can use a cup of paste. Okay. It also helps with bone health, I'm told, and it also helps to regulate your blood sugar. It's easy to add to your diet because it's a good snack. It's just a good snack. My grandson loves to. That's one of the first things he would say to me in the morning. Date. He wants a date, so that's good. It also helps. It's good for if you're constipated. It helps because of the fiber. It helps to do that. Dates are very healthy. It's a healthy fruit for you to include in your diet. They're high in several nutrients, fiber, and antioxidants, all of which may provide health benefits ranging from improved digestion to reduced risk of disease. Okay, that's about the tips I want to share with you. When the class, when we're doing, after you watch this video and you're going to have questions, I'll be glad to answer questions after you're watching the video. So this, once again, this is what the steaks look like. And so it's spongy. Oops. I'm gonna let it. So when this is finished cooking, another 20 minutes or so, I will drain it. This will be done off camera. I'll drain it, and if I choose to, I'll bread it and brown it on both sides, or you can cut it in strips, make a fajita. You can just prepare it just the same way you would prepare if you're a meat eater. You would do that. It makes good sandwiches. You can also grind it up and make your crumbles. So if you want to make your own crumbles, you can do that. Back at the ranch, we're looking at the chili. And I think it's ready. Yes, it's done. So I'm going to serve this up. Okay, it smells very good. And remember all the different ways I mentioned that you can eat this chili. You can, if you choose to, this could be a meal every day of the week. Now let's see if I can put that in here. Okay, so you can put some avocados around here, some corn chips, and this is your chili. You could serve it on rice, or you can serve it next to some quinoa. So you have a nice meal replacer if you choose to have a smoothie. Very nice, it's very, very tasty. I really love it, and it's fast to make. You can also do a smoothie bowl. You can take it to work with you if you don't have time to drink. Take it to work. By the time you get to work, it's time to eat it. And your chili, it's got your beans, it's got your vegetables in there, it's got your onions, tomatoes, your sauces. It smells very, very good. Very, very good. And the butter. So I hope you enjoy watching me make these recipes, and I hope you'll take some time to make them. I'll be glad to go over the recipes again to tell you exactly what's in them. So the walnut, it's a ½ cup of walnuts, a ½ cup of quick oats, a ½ cup of nutritional yeast, 1 teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of onion powder, ½ teaspoon garlic powder, 2 cups of water. You blend that together nice and smooth, and then you add that to 2 1/4 cups of vital wheat gluten. And you need that, like you need in a dough for making bread. You need it, and then you form it into a log, wrap it in saran wrap, and stick it in your fridge for 2 hours, preferably overnight. Or if you're in a hurry, you can stick it in the freezer just to get it to firm up. And then you make a broth. Any flavor you want to add to your broth, you decide how you want to make your broth. Slice them up and put them in there. And let me see the pieces, because I had dropped some pieces in here. I wanted you to see. Okay, here. This is a piece. It swells up. So you can make like chicken nuggets with that, or chicken pieces. So you don't have to make it like that. You can just break them off in pieces and drop them in there. That's the gluten steaks. For the chili, I'll tell you again, 1 package of the meatless crumbles. You can use that. You can use anything you want, any brand. 46 ounces of canned tomato juice, low sodium. 1 29-ounce can of tomato sauce. 2 15-ounce cans of kidney beans, drain and rinse properly. 2 15-ounce cans of pinto beans, drain and rinse properly. 1 can diced tomatoes with green chilies. 1 1/2 cups of chopped onion. 1/4 cup chopped green bell pepper. 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, about a half a teaspoon of raw sugar, a half a teaspoon of dried oregano, a teaspoon of salt. You can lower that if you choose to. 1.5 teaspoon of ground cumin, and a pack of chili seasoning. Just put all that together and let it simmer. You can let it simmer for as long as you want. And then for the smoothie bowl, I use a cup of frozen blueberries, a half a banana, a half a cup of mangoes. Blend all of that together. You can add 2 tablespoons of water or 2 tablespoons of milk just to help it to blend. You can also add some peanut butter or some cashews. You decide what you want to put in there for your protein, and a little vanilla if you choose to. And then you can top that off with whatever you want to top it with. Or if you don't want to top it with anything, you can have it just like that. For the drink, I use 1 whole banana, 3 tablespoons of oats, 1 cup of milk, 3 to 4 dates, depends on how sweet you want it, a tablespoon of peanut butter, and I blend that all together. And then I just put a little, you can put cinnamon or pumpkin spice on the top of that. And for the butter was 1 1/4 cups of virgin coconut oil, 3/4 cup extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons of the liquid form of lecithin, 3 tablespoons of the flaxseed oil, and then a cup of water with a tablespoon of salt mixed together. You blend the first the first 4 items together for 30 seconds, and then you slowly add the salted water in for the other 30 seconds. You just need a minute, and then you put it in your container, stick it in your fridge. If you're in a hurry, stick it in your freezer. It congeals, and it's your butter. You feel good about eating that butter because you made it. Thank you once again for coming. Now for the beans, I just want to show you my beans. Beans are very, very good for you. So I try to keep my beans and my nuts in glass containers where I can see them all the time, so I will remember that I need to use them. So all my seeds and grains, my flax oil, my oats, my sunflower, and my pumpkin seeds, see my different seeds and grains and my nuts, I keep them here to remind myself this is important to me and my family, and I need to use it all the time. Just a recommendation for you for better health. Thank you once again for Cooking with Dorrel with Eden's Hope Ministry. Hope to see you again. I hope you do try these recipes and enjoy them with your family. Thank you for taking the time to watch the show.